Hi guys, Puddin here with the game for you, my tier 10 British light cruiser, the Minotaur. Now, my captain skills are priority target, jack of all trades, bigger smoke screens, basic fire training, more smoke screens, advanced fire training, and of course, concealment. Now my modules are protect my main batteries, longer shooting AA, higher damaging AA, Damcam 1, faster rudder shift, and of course more concealment, but I will switch out for the reload for the more damaging AA. Now, luckily for me, during this game I did have the AA build going on. So I'm going to have a field day with any planes. I do believe it is also a tier 8. So I should be able to swat everything out of the sky. Now, one trick I will do sometimes is turn my AA off just to let his planes get in closer. But but at the start here, I do want to keep some of the planes away. So just by keeping my AA on, I will scare the planes away from our DD who is trying to make his way into A. I'm trying to position myself behind this island at A and just kind of act as an AA bubble for everybody and for the destroyer here. My game plan is to go north of that island, just at the beginning of that island, go north and obviously smoke up. But of course, if I get detected, I will immediately stop and smoke up. I will also either turn in or turn out to help with the slowing down process. But this is after the smoke buffs to British cruisers. But, you know, old habits die hard. So I have a tendency of still waiting for 22 knots to hit my smoke button. But as we can see, I am located. I'm still giving the destroyer a decent AA bubble. I'm slowing down because I was going to smoke, but like I said, I remembered that the smoke changes had taken effect. So I'm trying to give myself as big of a smoke cloud as possible. I make the mistake of not turning. I target the core planes behind me. I thought it was the fighters in front. And I pay for my mistake of not doing any sort of evasive action. I do not know why the battleship is staying inside my smoke, because this is after the smoke changes. So battleships cannot really take use of the smoke. I do believe it's a 16 kilometers for this battleship. I believe it's the Montana. And the Frederick here should be able to spot him. Now, I see the DD. I immediately switch to looking in his direction. The DD spotted, going to hit my hydro because if he was that close, I was spotted. His torps were obviously on the way. With him not being spotted, I might as well go back to the battleship. But as you can see, you know, because the battleship is trying to utilize my smoke, you know, we end up colliding. Like I said, I don't understand why he's doing this. But as soon as that destroyer is spotted, I will start focusing him down. Because at the end of the day, I am still a cruiser. And I can really punish these DDs with my rate of fire. And actually with the British AP, if I could just manage to get hits. Now, I don't believe that first set was the Fletcher's torps, because as you can see, here comes 2 sets of torpedoes. It's either that or his torps were reloaded. Smoke was ending. The gearing just used his smoke, so now I'm trying to make my way into his smoke. Was detected for a brief moment. I'm doing my darndest not to hit everybody. I noticed I was going to hit this battleship by paying attention to the mini-map. My initial plan was to go around the island and come out. But as you can see, we are now losing A. I'm just going to send random torps to try to scare whatever the heck is over there away from pushing. But due to all the positioning and everything going on, I'm going to try to make my way into A cap. I'm going to take some blind fires into that smoke. But I do want to be careful shooting my guns, because I didn't want to get detected as I got detected there. Have to turn in for these torps I was already going to turn in. But luckily for me, there was a nice Minotaur sized gaps in his torpedoes. I am detected, and I was not shooting, so obviously something was within range, which was possibly the DD. As you can see, the Fredericks secondaries were making it over the island. And at this point, what I wanted to do was, I wanted to push out, smoke up, and deal with the battleship. But I got spotted by the catapult planes from both these BBs, which means I'm not going to do that anymore. Luckily for me, I did get spotted by those guys, because that actually forced me to stop and reverse. The gearing reversing to me was a little bit of maybe a bad play on my part. I smoke up thinking I was gonna have prime shots on these guys, but this really is just a waste of a smoke. Really, what it's doing is just concealing me from any planes, which, you know, hindsight is always 20/20. Right now is a very good thing, because you can see our carrier, or the enemy carrier, is sending planes over here. As we lose our gearing to the enemy gearing, as soon as my hydro's up, I'm going to pop it to just get an idea of what the gearing is doing. I'm well within the Moskva's radar, but I'm just sending like maybe 1 or 2 torps on either side of these, just more of a deterrent than actually trying to hit anything. I don't want to use all my torps, because I want to have something ready just in case I can actually use my torps on something. Sorry about that, guys. But as you can see, now I am on the Moskva's radar. I believe I've got this gearing on my hydro. Moskva sets me on fire. Not too worried about it. Now, that is one thing that also has changed, is if cruisers run DAMCOM 2, you can get your burn time down to 17 seconds. On my British cruisers, primarily the Neptune and Minotaur, the two I play besides Belfast. But on the Neptune and Minotaur, I'm not worried about burning too long, because I have such a great heal. It really doesn't matter to me. I think turning is a little bit more important. I'm dropping torps on the Iowa because, well, I kind of need him to die, because my smoke is quickly running out. They're pushing around the side, and really all I'm doing is deny them the cap points, because as you can see, we have no caps. This is technically our only cap, but we are not generating any points from this because the enemy are on this cap. Now, I'm still using the island as cover, because I don't want to go out there and die. As the Iowa dies from my flood, thank God there's one enemy down. But I am actively trying to click on all these planes so I can finally get unspotted and potentially make a move. Now, I do know there was a low health DD, I believe it was the Fletcher, that was going to come around the backside. The gearing gets spotted, so I'm kind of trying to keep my guns pointed center, just in case something gets spotted from either side. I can get accurate firepower onto them very quickly. Now, these certs do turn relatively quick, but you know what? Every little second at close range matters. I get spotted by more planes, instantly click on them. But as you can see, you know what? The Minotaur's turrets turn very fast. We are all well aware of this. But trying to keep them centered means that's, maybe a millisecond I can get them on target faster. I'm also doing the one torp to either side more as a deterrent because I really am hoping somebody's going to come out here and help me because I don't want to get spotted by a battleship. A battleship can absolutely just delete me. As you can see, I'm trying to maximize my heals, which is why I haven't used one yet. Maybe if I got set on fire, I would use one. But as you can see, that North Cal is extremely healthy. I'm very close to him, and the last thing I want to do is give this North Cal any sort of broadside or potential broadside shots in on me. We're still playing the deny them, the ACAP. We are losing very, very badly point-wise. We are not doing so badly in at least killing this guy. Now, why the Gary made his move here with my hydro on, he knows my hydro's on. I can only imagine why he would make this move here, but luckily for me, he screws up all of his torps. Just missed those last ones, just went under my rear end. Gonna send my last torpedo to get these things on a reload against North Carolina, and then my worst fare. The North Carolina can actually shoot me. This guy can actually pen me through the back. It looks like the one torpedo might hit, but you know what? He stayed broadside to me. He never shot at me, and luckily for me, I was able to finish him off before he realized the error of his way. Now I am slowing down, smoking out because that is Yamato. I can tell these guns aren't looking at me because, well, nobody is looking at me, but why give the guy easy shots? I might as well smoke up. It keeps his secondaries out of play. As you see, his secondaries were shooting me. But all I'm doing right here is doing what British cruisers do the best, putting AP shells right into a superstructure and just paper cutting them to death. Now, the only ship that I really, I believe I did a lot of damage to was the Iowa through flooding, and I took out a full health Gary. But other than that, I've just been finishing off low health targets. I'm going to take the shots in on the New Orleans behind the island because I know my shells are a little bit floaty, can't get over the island. But as you can see, with all of those kills very quickly, we have pulled the score back. We are still down by over 100 points. But you know what? We still have a chance to win this. None of their ships are in any position to cap. I myself am in a position to go get B. The New Orleans really doesn't want to come out and play because there is a battleship there. The Zhao is also in a good position to run into B. I believe it's a Hipper, the carrier, and our Utilay are fighting a Mogami, so they should easily win that. And with the Utilay speed, he should be able to actually go into C. Ideally, what should happen is the Hipper should escort the Utilay just for everybody maximizing their AA. Obviously, the Zhao myself are heading into B. And the New Orleans. The enemy New Orleans and Fletcher, I believe it is, are somewhere around A, which kind of means that the North Cal has got to kind of stick it by himself and defend A. But you know what? He does have that lovely island. The DD is extremely low, so if the DD does do a YOLO run, the North Cal should be able to finish him off. I asked for the destroyer to go get C. He gives an affirmative sign. Now, at this point, I was thinking, you know what, might as well chase down the carrier. Why not? And then it popped into my head, no, I need to go back and maybe help the North Cal defend A. And I'm like, kind of debating. I wasn't sure what the health of the North Cal is. But he should be able, if he's over half, be able to defend the camp. See, the New Orleans is actively shooting at him. This is when I see the North Cal is less than a quarter health, and I realize I need to turn around, go back, and help defend A, because the North Cal cannot. Well, well, he shouldn't be able to survive against two ships coming against him. Primarily if the DD smokes up and shoots, or DD gets a lucky torp. This guy's not in any sort of health to deal with taking at least a torp even bow on, which would just set up, even if he goes extremely low, for the New Orleans to get a some shots in on him and potentially set him on fire. Now, as you can see, we are losing A. There's no way it's the New Orleans, which means the destroyer has to be on A. I get spotted. And, you know what, I'm going to take my shots in on this gentleman. Maybe get this guy to turn out. Miss my initial shots. This guy turns broadside as the North Cal finishes him off, and that's what I mean by the destroyer got extremely close to the North Cal. I do believe he got in a little bit too close, but the Fletcher did get his torps off, and I believe they are going to get the North Carolina. But we now have all three caps. The enemy carrier is dead, which I was kind of glad the NC died, because it gives me more time to go get the North Carolina, or to go get the New Orleans for for my potential Kraken. I get radared, which means the New Orleans has to be within 8.5 kilometers of me. I am still thinking he's behind the other island, that he didn't make his move to the island I'm currently at now, but I'm going to be sadly mistaken. I'm taking a big risk, but I'm trying to stay angled to where I believe he is, but unfortunately, I'm going to be broadside to where he actually is. And this guy's no fool, he just aimed wrong, he had his AP loaded. I'm just going to sit here and AP this gentleman down. I am going to get the kill on this gentleman. This guy should have had HE loaded. But at this point, guys, as soon as this guy dies, we win. And we're just going to check out the post-battle results. $108,000 damage, a Kraken unleashed, and with the 5 ships and 1 assisted cap, number 1 on the team with base experience of 2,400. I think I did a very good job helping this team. Here is the money for you people that enjoy seeing the money screen. 67,000 damage coming from main battery. Of course, all of that AP. 3 torpedo hits for 31,000, and 9,000 from the flooding my torpedoes did get. Almost had a potential damage of 1 million, which is kind of scary for a Minotaur, considering, you know, you are so fragile. But if you do play it correctly, you can actually bounce a lot of stuff. I just don't feel comfortable enough to do a radar Minotaur. I hope you guys really did enjoy this video. I'd like to apologize again for no battleship on Wednesday. Please remember to compliment good players, good teamwork. We are quick to report, slow to compliment. We appreciate all the support you guys do give us. Please keep your replays coming in. The email for that is in the description. And once again, I just want to remind, if anybody would like Sneaky to look at their game for the tactical analysis series, please just put attention to tactical analysis in the description for us. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and have yourselves one heck of a great day.